Morning guys. Right, you've given me product X to test for you guys. So you have given me a one belt of 100 grit of product X and one belt of 60 grit of product X. Okay, and I've got the Nitro Extremes, I think they're called, what you call them, in a 60 grit to compare and 100 grit to compare. So first things first, the weight difference is quite considerable. These are a lot more flimsier, whereas nails and stuff will have a bigger effect on product X than it would the ceramic abrasives. And the course on product X is a lot smoother, so I'm expecting it to give the final sand a lot smoother finish than the ceramics do. But I'll test all this, I'll do a little video, a little time lapse, and I'll come back and give my thoughts in a bit. Also, you have given me a couple of discs as well, so I've got a couple of hundreds and about 460 grit belts to try for the edges as well. And as you can see with this floor, it's the normal sort of floor when you get a pine floor to do. It's got black all the way around the edge, around the whole room. So this will be a good test. I'm going to prep the floor at 40 grit to start with. I know you haven't given me any 40 grits of product X, but I'm going to start with a 40 grit over the whole lot and then see how product X compares to the ceramics from a 40 grit base. Okay, so yeah, I'll be back in a bit and I'll let you know how I get on. Just done the 40 grit edges and main sand over most of the floor. So now I'm just about to try out product X 60 grit discs to start with. All right. I'm expecting the 60 grit disc to last well for all of that. And normally a 60 grit disc I would probably only use on a room this size. Okay, I would probably use maximum of 3 discs on 60 grit. 40 grits I would get through quite a lot, but once all the black gunk is off, I'd expect to use no more than 3. And on this just little bit here, I'd expect to only use 1. Not even that, I would have thought. So yeah, I already know what the Nitro Extremes, sorry, ceramics I like. They're very good, but they do leave quite a rough finish with quite a few sanding marks. So I'm expecting this one, from the feel of it, to leave a much finer finish, which is good in many ways. So it's good, but we'll just see how long it lasts and I'll come back and let you know what I think in a minute. Cheers. And then I will try the 100 grit to then show the finish of the 100 grit as well. So I don't always finish on 100 grit on the edges because you don't need to if you're just putting an oil down. If I'm staining, I would need an even finer finish so the sanding marks don't show up, because sanding marks show up a lot more when you stain. When you just put hard wax oil down or just a plain lacquer with no colour, it doesn't show up any sanding marks on a 60 grit generally. So yeah. I've also got to get the little corners out as well, so I'll do that as well. You've probably seen me do that. I'll do a time lapse and you can see it. All right, catch you in a minute. I'll just show you guys also a close-up of the floorboards, just to show the sanding marks that the Nitro Extremes, the heavyweight 40 grits, have left. So you understand why the 60s and 100s need to be used a lot of the time. So I'm just going to try and turn the camera around if I can do that. Here we go. You can see that? Yeah, you can see that going well. So yeah, they're quite quite big gouges. So yeah, I'll get all that out for you. And I'll do another video like this just so you can see it. But yeah, that's what we're looking at, trying to get rid of. Okay. Right, 60 grit product X. So, we're good. It's actually pretty good. I quite like it. It's gunking up a bit quickly. Okay. It's getting quite hot where the ceramics don't get quite as hot. I could have done a little bit more there, but I want to now go to the 60 grit on the nitro ceramics. Which I've already got, which I'm already using. Nitro Extremes, sorry, I keep forgetting what it's called. So that's not too bad, and it's, I'll come and show you the sand marks in a minute, but now I'm just going to do a little bit with the Nitro Extremes, and then just see what the difference between the two are for you. Okay, so as you saw me, I've done from this board here to right the corner there, all the way to there, and from there to this board here with the Nitro Extremes. So, Nitro Extremes, that's how much it's clogged up. Okay, big difference. It's not as hot either, which is a good thing. So you can see the difference. Quite a difference. This, however, Nitro Extremes are leaving more of a harsh grit on the floor, sanding marks. So yeah, I'll get a close-up of the sanding marks and then we'll try the 100 grits. Right, sanding marks. To be fair, it's really quite good. Once you get all the crap off, the sanding marks, there's a few there still see a few there. I don't know if you can make that, there we go, just about make that out now. There's a few there which didn't get off, but generally that's pretty good. And then if we go this way, don't know if you can see it very well, but you can start seeing sanding marks in the extreme, Nitro Extremes. It's really hard to tell on the video, but yeah, there you go, it's a good view, really. So it does leave more sanding marks in Nitro Extremes. It's just more aggressive sandpaper. But, you know, which is good in many ways, but bad in others. So, for 60 grit, actually, the Product X is actually pretty good. Yes, it does gunk up quicker, so I would get through quite a few more discs than the Nitro Extremes. So yeah, it's got way up really, but yeah, good so far. I mean, if it's a cheaper product, then I'll say yeah, it's a good product for a bit cheaper. I will come on to the belts in a little bit, but before that I'll just now go to 100 grit, just see what the differences are between the Nitro Extreme 100 grit and Product X 100 grit, and then we'll just see where we are, and that will be the discs concluded.
Product X.
Product X, again gunking up quite quickly, and I've only done what, 6, 7 boards, something like that. Very hot, but it could have done a bit more. To be fair, probably would have got to the end of there before I'd have had to change it properly. But yeah, it's gunking up quite quick. Now I'm going to use Nitro Extremes. 100 grits. Okay, again, Nitro Extremes, not very hot to touch, so that means there won't be as many burning marks appearing, and obviously the product pickup is a lot less. So there's the two. Interesting. Sanding marks are a lot more evident, as I've just said before, with this Nitro Extremes. Sanding marks are better with this, a lot less, but it comes up quicker. Okay. So yeah, really good test that, I think. I couldn't have done it any fairer, I don't think. So that concludes the discs. That's what I think. I still prefer these because I can work with them, they last longer. I'll probably get around more than half a room before I'd have to change one of these, whereas this, I'd have only done that alcove there before I'd have probably had to change this one. Okay, so that gives you a good idea of the value, why these are more expensive. But yeah, also they're a lot more rigid, heavy weights, as you say. Not majorly different, but there is a difference. I can feel it in the weight and how easy they are to bend. So that concludes the discs. I'm now going to go on to the belts, and we'll see how long they last on a strip halfway through the room. I'll then change it over to the ceramics Nitro Extremes, and we'll go from there. We're now using Product X 60 grit belts. Okay. Right, so I'm just going to stand from here to about halfway in the room, to about here with the 60 grit belts. Okay, and then I'll just have a look at the sanding marks, see what the difference is. and then I'll do from here to here with the nitro ceramics, so see if we can see a difference. I'm expecting it to be a little one, but not too much. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Now I'm going to use nitro extremes on the other part. There's the pickup. Not too bad for a pipe floor. So you can see it's quite warm. Let's do the other part. Let's have a look. Right, there's the pickup on the nitro extremes. Still fairly, just about warm, so that's pretty good. So if I compare that to it's interesting. Yeah, there is more pickup on this one. It's just that the grit is just a lot heavier on the ceramics. It's a lot more coarse. And just by running your finger over, you can feel the difference. So I do expect there to be a difference when we look very closely at the floor sanding. Let's have a look at that now. This is going to be hard to show this, but we'll try. Right, so this side here now, which we're looking at, is done with product X. So it's actually a good finish. Yeah, quite a good finish. I can't see any reason why not to buy these. You know, it's what I would expect from abrasives. But no, it's given quite a good finish. And then the other side, stand back here. So from that line there, that way is nitro extremes. Can you see much difference? It is harsher, definitely harsher. So if you look at these two boards here, so and you can see some sand marks going on there. That one's a lot smoother, you barely notice it. So there is a difference. You know, it's just a lot more harsh. So if you want to get a lot of crap off the floor, you go for the nitro extreme ceramics. If you haven't got a lot of crap on the floor, then you go for the product X. What I'd say is that product X would be better for hard floors without a lot of staining on, without black stuff. It'll probably be a lot better. So yeah, you can just see my scanning across the floor. It's just a little bit rougher. You can just tell there compared to this side. It's just everything just looks a little smoother. And this is 60 grit. So now I'm going to go on to 100 grits on both, do exactly the same, and see where we're at. Right, 100 grit product X. Okay, product X 100 grit pickup. Again, I'm not surprised, it's what I'd expect really. Yeah, but then the quality of the belts seem pretty good. Right, let's do a 100 grit nitro extreme. And here's the pickup of the Nitro Extremes on the belts. So we compare that. 100 grit Nitro Extreme, 100 grit Product X. Extreme Product X. Quite a difference, again, but not surprised. So, yeah, that's it. That's it. So, what do I think? I think they're all right. Yeah. Before I tried the ceramics, I was using something similar to this, if not worse. So I have been used to using that level of product, and it does have its benefits. Like I say, the sanding marks are a lot less. Once you get the rubbish off the floor, they're quite beneficial to use. So all across the board, the ceramics, they're just a lot harsher. Their grit stays grittier for longer and it doesn't get as hot. They just last longer. And I've learned to deal with that now. It's taken quite a while to get used to, but once you get used to it, I feel like your money probably goes further with them. But it could be worthwhile just keeping a few discs of 60 and 100 in, just if I need to stain to get a better finish, to get rid of the sand marks, because even 100 grit nitro ceramics, they're still quite harsh. Sometimes the sand marks still show through with 100 grit on nitro streams, where they're barely visible on the 100 grit with the Product X or similar. So yeah, that's what I think. I'll just show you the sanding results now with 100 grit belts. It's going to be hard to show it, but I'll show that now. So here's the floor with 100 grit final sand done, just on the test area. I haven't done the rest of the floor yet, so I've still got to do that after all this video. But yes, so from that wallpaper line just there, that way is 100 grit Product X, okay, and the finish, if we can get down low, let's see, this one's probably the best one. It's a nice smooth finish all the way along. That would be ready to put oil or lacquer on now. That's very good. And then from this board onwards, that way, is 100 grit Nitro Extremes. And you can see straight away on the very first board the difference. Although that would still be good enough to put your first coat on, this is better for a final finish. Okay, but yeah, you can really see that clearly, the sanding grits. Although that's at the end of the belt on Product X, and that's at the beginning fresh belt on Nitro Extremes. So yeah, there will be a difference there. But generally, both are good. Yeah, no, I'll post a finished picture up of the floor, what I actually do today. But yeah, that's my feedback on the belts. They're both very good. I prefer the ceramics just because they last longer, and it just makes every job easier to get all the crap off quicker. Yeah, no, it's good. But Product X is a good product. Just, I would say, more for the final grits personally, is what I say. For the final grits are 60 grit onwards. Product X is probably a very good thing to use over the ceramics. But yeah. Okay, well, I hope you like this video. If you want me to do any more for you, just let me know. I'll send my bill in the post. See you later, guys. All the best.